Porn turns men into weak, addicted, low testosterone slaves with no balls. If you're a man who jerks off to porn and wonders why you're stuck in your life, why you're not getting where you want to be, then you need this video. I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to learn more about sexual and self-mastery. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. Here's the first thing about porn and why it's fucking you up. It completely hijacks and disrupts your dopamine system in your brain, your dopamine levels. Every time you watch a porn video, you're getting a hit of dopamine. And how dopamine is normally released is you've accomplished something through hard work. It's basically a chemical that builds habits. It's an action and reward feedback. So normally if you crush a workout or you finish a big project you've been working on, you get a natural hit of dopamine. That's a good thing. The problem with porn is that every time you click on a new image, you watch a new video, you're getting a new hit of dopamine. You get something for doing absolutely nothing, sitting on your ass, jerking off to porn. And it actually starts to overwhelm your brain. Your neurotransmitters, your dopamine receptors start to shut down, meaning that when you're not watching porn, your dopamine is at a very low level. You feel depressed, you feel lethargic, you don't feel like doing anything. This will usually drive you just to keep watching porn or to do other behaviors that get you this quick fix of dopamine. Instant gratification lifestyle. And this starts to turn you into an addict. A man who is an addict is a slave. A man who's addicted to vices is always chasing fleeting states of happiness instead of striving through hard work, through discipline, through pain to do something meaningful. And because of this reliance of trying to chase things to feel good, he has no balls, he has no strength, he has no discipline, and he's easily controlled by others. A very important turning point in my life was when I realized that being a man is not about feeling good all the time. It's not about being happy all the time. It's about having a purpose, having a mission. It's about sacrifice, hard work, discipline to support those around me and to make the world a different place. That's king level energy. Instead of trying to live in a bliss bubble all the time through vices, through addictive behaviors. That's escapism. For men, porn overstimulates your brain and your nervous system, and it basically wires you to require an ejaculatory release as a response to sexual arousal. What do I mean by this? Most men with this pattern, a man who's been jerking off to porn for many years, and I can say this having spent nearly 10 years of my life jerking off to porn pretty much daily. The pattern becomes as soon as you see a woman's body, a sexual image, you see an attractive woman, it triggers this response, this intense impulse to ejaculate. This I need to masturbate and ejaculate. What it is you become uncomfortable with sexual arousal. Your nervous system's so fucked up from porn, so ungrounded with the feeling of arousal that you have to literally purge it from your body immediately. And this is a problem because, first of all, constant ejaculation is one of the biggest depletions of a man's life force, especially his hormone levels. Men who ejaculate frequently have low testosterone and low sperm count. And it usually isn't apparent that this happens because in your teenage years, you have this abundance of resources in the body. But by the time you hit 30s, it's game over. You've ejaculated your life force into a tissue too many times, my friend, and it's difficult to recover from it at that point. It can be done, but it's difficult. So this frequent ejaculation is literally tearing out your root of your endocrine system. Low testosterone, low sperm count, which means you become a docile, domesticated man with very low ambition, very low discipline, very low willpower. You become very easy to control. It's considered normal in our society to become impotent, to become sexually impotent by the time you're 40 years old. And the truth is that I truly believe that this andropause, this decline in male hormone levels as you age, is optional. It doesn't have to happen. It can be completely avoided if you know how to manage your system, live a basically healthy life, and you know how to manage your sexual vitality by not wasting it, by ejaculating frequently. And one of the most difficult things with this is that it's so socially accepted. And even doctors and people like that are saying that it's healthy to be jerking off and ejaculating every day. I get messages from guys who are saying that they've been jerking off to porn 6 times a day. This is not natural. It's not natural to have this degree of sexual overstimulation in our brains. There's just sexual imagery everywhere, social media, porn sites all over the place. And that's why men in their 20s now are experiencing sexual dysfunctions, is because there's this sexual overstimulation. Men cannot handle it and they over ejaculate their life force, draining themselves. And it's only getting worse and worse. I mean, there's these AI girlfriend apps, AI porn. The future of male sexuality is not looking good. And because of this, men are becoming socially dysfunctional. They're becoming emotionally dysfunctional. They can't hold a conversation or look people in the eye. They don't know how to connect with a woman. They don't know how to support a woman. They don't know how to be a strong, driven, ambitious man who can protect his loved ones, who can hold himself in balance and not just be controlled by his impulses. Would you trust a man who has no self-control, who's going to cave into the slightest pressure? Is it any wonder why relationships are failing worldwide and people are having less sex than ever? One of the main reasons is that men are becoming very weak because they're controlled. they're being turned into slaves. And then getting into the dark energy that you're connecting with by jerking off to porn. The porn industry is full of human trafficking, rape, addiction, depression, depravity. This is the energy that you're bonding with when you're jerking off to porn. What does that do to your mind and your body when you're connecting with this every single day? Not to even mention the astral entities that you're feeding by sending your life force off into oblivion. When you stop this pattern, when you stop jerking off to porn, when you stop frequently releasing your semen out of impulse, and you allow your sexual energy to build up, you have drive, motivation, discipline, self-control. A driven and disciplined man is very difficult to control by others. Strong men don't allow themselves and their loved ones to be oppressed, to be run over, to be a slave to control systems. And when you look at it this way, it's really easy to see how this is a control system. This is the domestication and castration of modern men. Porn is free. Anyone with a tablet, I mean, kids who are less than 10 years old are on porn sites now. It's free. It's available. Not even water is free. Think about that. Why is that? Because it is a control system. Social media algorithms favor thirsty hoes. This is a systemic control system to turn men into weak, docile slaves, because men who are too distracted, addicted, and controlled by their impulses are not going to stand up for themselves and others when the vultures are coming in to control them, to feed off of them. And that's what's happening in the world. It's not difficult to see this. So once again, men who are addicted to porn are slaves, and they're always going to be held back in life. You cannot get to a state of mastery when you are controlled by impulses and addictions. There's nothing to gain from watching porn. It disconnects you from having a natural, organic connection to sexuality, to pleasure. It disconnects you from having a connection with your body, and it turns you into an ejaculation fanatic. You're skeeting your life force all over the place until you have nothing left. When you overcome this impulse to ejaculate as a response to sexual arousal, then you can start to use your sexual energy to drive you in life. This is what they do not want you to be able to do, is to harness your sexual energy and build it up so that it drives you to be a better person, to think more clearly, to see the bigger picture, to develop virtue, discipline, willpower, to be a strong man in this world. So by releasing the addiction to porn, by connecting with your life force, your masculine drive, instead of throwing it down the drain every day, that is one of the only things that's going to save men in the modern world, and by extension, save the world itself. So stop watching porn. I mean, it really is as simple as deciding to not do it anymore. Simply do not do it. Exercise your discipline, notice the desire, and don't do it. But I know some of you need some support in this, so if you want a detailed guide of how to quit porn for good, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope it helps you out. Share this with someone who needs it. Share this with a fellow brother who needs to hear this message, because every man in the world needs to know this. Take care, my friends.